I'm just perfecting the color correction that I've done earlier, just trying to make sure that everything is evenly spread out. So next thing what I'm going to do for Akriti today is that I'm going to do a little bit of color correction. Now you can already, I guess, see that there's hardly any sort of pigmentation on her face, just a little bit of darkness around her mouth, but there's hardly anything under her eyes. Also, if you can notice that, then if you can see, then you might notice that her forehead is slightly darker in color as compared to the rest of her face. So in that case, what we want to do is we want to color correct this particular area as well, so that it does not turn gray after we've done her makeup. So for the color correction, let me just show you what I'm going to use today. For the color correction, I'm going to use the DERMA color D30. Let me just show you what it looks like. This particular one right here. So this is the DERMA color camouflage cream, and this is in shade D30. Since it's not supposed to go under the eyes that much, I think I'll be able to blend it very well with my fingers. You can choose to do this with a brush, however you like. So this is the color. I took it on a palette. We never directly put our fingers in the product. It's not hygienic to do that. So it's always better to take the product on your palette and then work with it. Don't just take your product and keep scooping and keep putting, and then you're putting the same finger back into the product. This will contaminate the product. We don't want to do that. So hygiene is very important when it comes to makeup artistry. We don't want that the client's skin could break out or have any sort of reactions because we didn't use cleaner hands, or we didn't use more hygienic practices. So this is very important, that whatever you take, just take it on the palette and then keep putting it. And if you want to go into the palette, take more product, then you're using your clean scoop to scoop the product out that you want. So I'm just going to do this with my fingers and a little bit under her eyes. Even though she does not need any sort of color correction under her eyes whatsoever, I'm just still putting a little bit, because this is the area that might turn gray just because it's in our genes. But otherwise, for Akriti, we don't need any sort of color corrector under her eyes. Just putting a little bit and then working with the clean finger to spread the product. And whatever is left, I'm just going to go over her forehead so that this area does not turn gray, or the foundation does not look like it's been oxidized on the forehead because of the tanning that might just show through the makeup. I'm just perfecting the color correction that I've done earlier, and just trying to make sure that everything is evenly spread out. No blotch of product is left at one particular place. That's it. Could you look back? Thank you. So whatever is left on my palette, I'm just kind of putting it through. And I am going to use a small sponge to dab whatever I've done, just to ensure that there's no extra product sitting on her skin. This blender is a small one from Real Techniques. Works beautifully, and I have dampened it. So you want to use a damp sponge, not a dry sponge. Even though it does not do anything bad for you, a dry sponge, but still a damp sponge will spread the product more evenly and is softer to work with.